The Nigerian actor and self-acclaimed cleric Yul Edochie has declared himself a hardcore traditionalist. This revelation comes as a surprise to many as the controversial thespian opened his own online church, the Salvation Ministry, last year. In a recent Instagram post, Edochie stated that he would never abandon the religion of his forefathers, striking hearing, and he commented that the traditional religions, instead a lot of a lot of pastors move from their traditional religion. He claimed that the fear of public opinion is causing Nigerians to abandon their original religion. He wrote, because of fear of what people will say, Africans are running away from their previous religion, their original abomination.
I will never abandon the ways of my forefathers. It is built on truth, transparency, and fairness. I'm a hardcore traditionalist. In December, Yul Edochie has also claimed that many Nigerian pastors are actually called to be native doctors but abandoned their original calling because Westerners and the movie industry labeled native doctors as evil.
So this particular story is actually interesting. Why? Because one, I don't think Yul is a pastor because he's self-acclaimed. He's not a pastor. And the fact that he said some pastors are called to be native doctor, I don't understand. What do you make of this particular story, MJ?
If he says he's a pastor, he's a pastor.
If he says he's a native doctor, he's a native doctor.
I believe that everybody has right to any religion they chooses. Do you understand? I feel like we're having the problems now. They really create problems because if the young man is telling us that he's evil and he's native doctor or he's this or that, okay, Yul Edochie, okay, we've heard you. I mean, like, I feel like that should be it. Do you understand? If he wakes up tomorrow still to say he's now a pastor, no problem. You're now a pastor and I believe that when it comes to Christian religion, Jesus never forces. Jesus is not forcing Christianity down our throats. The way pastors of this our generation or pastors of these days are forcing Jesus down our throats. Jesus came for the sinners, and that is why it's evangelism. You have to listen and you have to hear. If Jesus would have had a way, he would have at least imposed it on everybody that you must be Christian. He would change our hand and make it to be Christians. But that's why it's still a will. That's why it's still a decision to make. That's why you see pastors be like, who made it? But the way it's now, like, you have to be Christian, accept Jesus by force. And I feel like, I mean, it's not even necessary because I feel like Christian religion is all about love. You know, you present it with love. You give it to people with love. Like, okay, I'm preaching the gospel of our Christ Jesus to you. Are you gonna be a Christian? You don't. That is cool. You keep calling the person to the person so right and saying the reasons why. Oh, okay. I should give my life to Christ. Now, coming down to his saying traditional religion and Africans are scared and all of that. To admit or rather go back to traditional religion. The thing is, Africans are actually, like, I don't know how to put it, but they do not want to go back to the traditional religion. And it's always like, and I think that you also have it in your mind now. And like, I know that maybe everybody in this just I can count people that if you ask them now, traditional religion or forbid, they are over all this kind of stuff. But the thing is, even before these things, there are people that are traditionalists. They settle, let me say there is a marriage dispute or someone took your land. Then you come to them, that kind of thing. They will call you, they had a way of maintaining peace and order. Now, I think what he's just trying to say is that the coming of Christianity just made us just pack up everything and now call them evil. No matter most of them are using their powers or using you understand. But like I know that before resistance, just like Africans, we had principles, we had things, we had way of living, we had culture, we had traditions that governed us. But I mean, it is what it is. I am a Christian and I love being a Christian, okay, but I don't think it's supposed to be forced down anybody's throat. Even Yul Edochie that is saying it, he's not even supposed to be, forcing, because I think I saw this in last week on news. I'm seeing it last 2 weeks again. Yul Edochie, we don't hear. You say you understand. I don't think he's supposed to be forcing it on us. You people are saying it's a matter of choice. I don't even think this is even supposed to be like a topic for conversation. I wake up tomorrow now and I'm saying I want to be a traditionalist. Good, okay, nobody is even a kid. So he trying to, because I feel like he's trying to force it down our throat to go back to traditions and all of that.
I think he's trying to come out open and say what a lot of people would want to say, but they don't know how to say it because of how other people will react to it. Because coming out as somebody who claims or who claimed he was a pastor and saying, okay, right now I'm embracing my traditional way wholeheartedly, fully, sparked a lot of reactions, just like we are having now. And a whole lot of people that believed in the ways of the tradition would actually applaud this because they also have been thinking about it. Now, okay, before the advent of Christianity, we had the traditional ways, and we have genuine people live their life before we know that, okay, before we started hearing the talks like, okay, there's only one true living God and all that. These people had lived, and they had lived their life peacefully before people started doing things with the traditional ways that made us now, that painted a picture that they were evil. And I also think that Nollywood also had a play on this, because anytime they portray tradition, you see them doing things, probably showing scenes where you have this person go to meet a babalawo, a native doctor in a shrine, blah blah blah, telling him to do this and do that. So I think Nollywood had a way too of painting the traditionalist wrongly, and that is why they might not be, or they might not be wrong per se, because everything that comes out wrong also has its good side. And I think that's the point Yul is trying to make. So you want to be a traditionalist, please go ahead and be a traditionalist. You want to remain in your Christianity, please go ahead and remain in your Christianity. Life goes on, ladies and gentlemen, and that's that about that for me. So MJ, let's go on to the next story.